Hi, this is Robert Boltz, and as some of you know, I asked some questions in the Zotero meeting that occurred yesterday, and this is a follow-up to those questions. This is what I think I learned from Linda. Since the meeting wasn't recorded, I decided to go ahead and record this for my prosperity so I can remember it, but I think there will be some value to other folks out there. So let's share the screen. This specifically covers the color coding of PDF documents. Now, one of the first things you should be seeing my Zotero page, and this is the book that I had in question. It's Memorial Sketches by Eliza Jane Boltz. And before I get too far into it, when she talks about her family, this is her family. This is the branch of her family that I come from. And when she talks about her grandfather's family, this is her grandfather's family. And there's her father in her grandfather's family. So you need this chart to figure out what she's talking about. So these are the number at the top here is the family search ID. I'm starting to use that instead of my personal reference number because that has more universal appeal and would have appeal to people outside of my little clique. Okay, let's put that down. So here it is in Memorial Sketches. Now, the first thing that Linda pointed out in the meeting of Zotero is this index block over here. Well, the very first thing was, and I haven't rehearsed this, so bear with me a minute. Nope, it was this one. No, it was preferences on edit. You got to come down here and you need to see whether you open your PDFs using Zotero or system default. And in my case, I'm using Zotero, which is good because then everything works. If you don't have Zotero in there, then a lot of these things may not work. And Linda didn't go into detail on that. It's just good enough to have it in Zotero. So the first thing that she said was, is it indexed? And that's related to that preference I just showed you. Okay. And this shows a partial index. And it is, it's right there. Okay. And so let's go to it and look at it. Now, this is an OCR challenge document. This is a PDF off of the archives out there. Oh, I was going to show you. Let's go back one. And let's go to this. And anyone that wants to find this, here's the URL. Let me go there. It'll take a second for okay, here we go. You saw some of the things I was working on this morning. Here it comes. Okay. So this is the URL. It's Memorial Sketches 00 Scott. And it's under the archive details. And so you can just download it right over here. And that's where I got it from. And so there are some people out there that are interested in this family, and they will be copied on this. And so that's the book. Here's all the details that Zotero puts in here about the book. And here's the book itself. Okay. So the next thing that we talked about was this. Now, when Linda brought this up, I had never seen this side. I always saw it like this. Let me get it down to where you see some text so this front of the book doesn't. It'll catch up with us here in a minute. Print some text on there. Okay, and so I went looking for how she did this because this was the whole key to my problems. And so you hit this little button up here in this window, and now you see all the places I've highlighted. And I've highlighted all these places in this document. I did this back in 2023. I had done it after I read or viewed one of their training videos. But I could never find this. I don't know whether they covered it and I just missed it, or whether it wasn't covered in the video that I happened to read. And I don't even know where that video is anymore. And it's stored in here someplace. But one of my issues is how to find things after I put them in here, and that I'll cover that in another video. That was one of my questions. So I think maybe I might be able to do better now. So anyway, you have this whole list of things, and you can come down here. Now, if you want to take and see one of these, you go to this. You click it on that little icon up there in the corner, and it takes you to that point in the document, which is kind of nice. Okay. And here's another point. Okay. Now you'll notice there's different little documents in here. And as I was going through this document, I attached notes, and that's these yellow documents. And in this yellow document, I defined what a cordillera road or log road was, because she described the corduroy road that she described in this document. So I put the definition there because it's not something that I immediately know, and it's really handy to have it right there in the document so I can read it. So there it is. And it's right here. I can click on this when I'm actually in the document and have it show up. Now, you'll notice that some of the times when they're reading this, the OCR is not so good because the copy's not so good. Just one of the things you got to live with on newspapers and so on. So if you want to go to a given page, you come up here to this icon and you click on that, and it goes to a given page in that description. This was important because this was a description of the sun. Here it is. Up here's where it begins. And her beloved eldest son left home at about the time that they arrived at his majority, and wandered from place to place until finally he went into the Black Hills to seek his fortune. Well, the Black Hills are where the criminals head out in South Dakota. So there's a lot of implications in this statement that are kind of humorous about my family. So that was a kind of interesting thing. So anyway, you can go down to here, and that'll be the last entry. So let's say we want to take, and I'm just going to take a place in here. There was something in here after childhood. Okay. While father and mother believe that the amusements should never become a business of life. Okay. So I want father and mother highlighted. I'm doing highlights in blue here. And so I hit this, and that should have highlighted it. And father and mother, and so on. Okay. Got a little bit more than I wanted. Now, let's say I wanted to put a note on that. Let me see. Where's the notes? There's the notes. I want to put a note here and say who father and mother are. And in this case, if you go back to the list, father is this here. And so go into the note, add it over here, and mother is Eliza. Okay. And so I can take and put those in this memorial. There we go. Paste. Control V. There we go. And so I have that note, who father and mother is. And I haven't done that all the way through here, but I plan on doing that all the way through here to take and annotate who father and mother is in this document, so people with a brighter group out there can do it. So anyway, that's what I got out of yesterday's meeting. I think Linda covered a lot more, but these were the parts that were buffalo, that were bothering me. So I recorded them here so I can remember them, and maybe I will go back to this platform and look at these the next time I get confused and maybe not have to take and tie up other people's time. So appreciate your time today. And if you find what I'm doing interesting, I would appreciate that if you um, taken and uh, subscribe to my site. Thank you now.